So I think if you have listened to my previous book club talk, it's a little continuation towards it. So I'll on and off share my PPT also. So before we get going, I'll share you some images. Okay, we'll see what those images speak and how we can take that to our talk. Okay, uh, let me share my screen. So I'll show you four images. Let us see the differences. Okay, and you can guess the profession, okay, not the lady. She's a lawyer, right? And this is a lawyer's firm, correct? So going to the next one, who is she? Again, the profession I'm asking. Any guess?
Chef.
Chef.
Yeah. So what is this?
Restaurant.
Restaurant. Yeah, it's a restaurant. Okay. So chef and restaurant. So let me go to third. Who is he?
Doctor.
Hospital.
Yeah. Okay. So going to the next. Who is he? Very famous guy. Engineer. Okay. So what's this? What is this? It's a
IT
IT
firm.
company. IT firm, right?
Or temple.
Okay. So coming to the actual content, what am I going to speak? So last time I actually explained about how you can save taxes through having your own corporations, right? Having your own corporation or a company or a venture, whatever it is, these are all synonyms. Okay. So when it comes to corporations, so let's take an IT guy. Okay. Right? Let's take if I'm working for a big firm and the company is working, I mean, billing the client $1,000 for me, for one person. Okay, but I'll be getting only $100 salary from this company. I will definitely think, what about $900, right? So same thing. If I think of, I am a chef, right? I like cooking. So instead of my good food going to somebody else and somebody else taking the money, I'll be thinking, okay, why not start my own restaurant? Okay, it's not just like if you are a chef, you have to start. Even if you are a foodie, why don't I start in a restaurant? Similarly, instead of giving the $900 to the employer, why not have my own company? Okay, why not have my own project? Why not do my project and get all this $1,000 myself, right? So we think of these ideas, right, when you are more experienced. So, but once you start your company, definitely, as last time I told, it will definitely save taxes. But after that, how you can sustain that company for a longer period of time? What are the challenges? Okay, that's where rubber meets the road, right? So I'll introduce you here to three persons. Okay, one is entrepreneur, one is manager, and third one is a technician. Okay, who are these? Entrepreneur, manager, technician. Let me define who is an entrepreneur. I think you all know, right? He's a, what does you come into picture? He's a visionary, right? He thinks of big things. Okay, he has a vision. Okay, where to go? Like next 5 years, next 10 years, what to do? Okay, if I start my own IT company, how it has to be in next 5 years or 10 years, right? If he builds if he constructs a home, he will immediately go to the next house, right? You like take Steve Jobs, when we were all using Nokia mobiles, or there are a lot of buttons, right? Steve Jobs came into picture. He told, I don't want so many buttons. I want only one button. Okay, that's how touchscreen started. You name anyone like Henry Ford or Ray Kroc, they are all like inventors, right? They think in the future. They are staying here, but they think so much into the future. Okay, he's an entrepreneur. Who is a manager, right? So if you're a manager or you're already reporting to a manager, definitely you know who is a manager. What does he do? He thinks more about the process. Okay, so he thinks about the past. Okay, whether are we on track with this project? How many time? How many days it takes? Okay, who is working on what? He's more into like order. Like it has to be in specific order. If I build a house, I stay. Aram say I stay in this home. Okay, no need to move to the next something like that, right? He's a manager. Okay, coming to the third one, who is a technician, right? Let's take I am an engineer. I'm a IC, independent contributor, or I'm working as part of a team. Okay, and I like being technical. I like coding, right? If I do all this, I don't like to lead a team or a people management, because you leave it to me. I'm very good at my work. Okay, I don't want to replace. Like, we think somebody else cannot replace me. If I am gone, how will the company survive, right? Because I'm doing so much of work, right? I don't care. I don't want to follow what the manager guidelines are. I don't see what the CEO wants. Okay, I'm in the present, right? My work is good. I'm doing good. Okay, that's fine, right? So he's a technician. So what happens to these three guys if you want to move from, if you want to get all the $900 and start your own company, right? What happens to these three people? We, it's not like that person is good or this person is bad. We all need these three people. But the majority of the times what happens is when we move from technician to, like, if I like food and if I start a hotel or a restaurant, do you think you will be busy cooking? I don't think so, right? You have to take care of the infrastructure, rent, electricity, owner, employees, customers, so many things. When do you actually cook? Because you started the hotel because you like cooking, right? When do you actually cook? I don't know. Same thing applies when you do coding. And let's take, okay, I will start my own project or a company. And do you think you will have time to code? Because you have to get clients, you have to get customers, you have to set up employees, you have to set up a team, you need to have people skills to communicate the vision, so many things. When do you actually code? Okay, again, I don't know, right? So there's so much of difference between being an entrepreneur, being a manager, being a technician, right? So I let me share the screen again and show the difference quickly, and I hope you are able to see again. Okay, so there's a different paradigm, entrepreneurial perspective and technician's perspective. If you see entrepreneurial perspective, he thinks about how much the business work, right? Technician thinks what work must be done, right? And entrepreneur, the business is a system to produce end goal. Okay, here the business is a system to give job satisfaction. Okay, here starts with end and change present, right? Here start with present and try to keep present. Here business is the product, but in this case product is the business, right? Here work on the business, but the technician thinks like work in the business. Okay, it's a different paradigm, right? Same thing applies between a visionary and a pragmatist. Pragmatist in the sense manager, okay, who thinks practical. Like, see, if you want to think practically, you have to be a manager. But if you are an entrepreneur, you can't think practically. You have to be very abstract, and you, that's how inventions happen, right? Okay, visionary lives in the future. Okay, a pragmatist lives in the past. The visionary craves control. A pragmatist craves order, right? I told about these things. Thrives on change, clings to the status quo. He sees the opportunity events, he sees the problems in events. He builds a house and then plans the next. He builds a house and then lives in it. Okay, he creates the mess. Without vision, no mess to clean, right? And that's how, if there is no visionary, there will be no jobs, right? So there's so much of difference between these three people. And when you start something of your own, what this book, E-Myth Revisited by Michael Gerber, he says the person will be like into 10% entrepreneurship, 20% a manager, and 70% technician. And that's how, if you see the statistics, 80% of the startups fail in first 5 to 10 years, right? Because of this, it should be evenly distributed, and you should wear the different hats based on the situation. Okay, so ultimately you have to see where you're going, right? So we know this wheel of life, which Vijay speaks, right? We need to see if our wheel is rotating. So whatever you are, just check whether you're going towards this wheel, right? Accordingly, take your hats, take your decisions. So this is from the E-Myth Revisited, and also from Vijay's video of alignments of startups, taken from these two things mainly. So yeah, this is what I wanted to share. Thank you so much.
Simply amazing, Karthik. It's an eye opener. I think most of us, while you are putting the presentation, most of us are visualizing. अच्छा यार मैं तो individual contributor, मैं तो coder हूँ यार, मुझे तो फर्क ही नहीं पड़ता कंपनी क्या कर रही है, मुझे बस मैनेजर भी इंस्ट्रक्शन दे दे तब मैं करूँगा, नहीं देगा तो मेरा क्या जा रहा है, भाड़ में जाओ. And the moment if you're a manager, and I know if your manager sitting in the call right now, इवन इफ यू वांट टू कोड, यू वोंट हैव टाइम अनफॉर्चुनेटली. इतने सारे लोगों के प्रॉब्लम होते हैं, इसका इसका ये प्रॉब्लम है, उसका वो प्रॉब्लम है, इसको ये नहीं जम रहा, उसका रिक्वायरमेंट ये सेटिस्फाई नहीं हो, आप इतना करते करते आपका कोडिंग का टाइम ही चले जाता है. एंड प्रैक्टिकल इट इज सो ट्रू व्हाट कार्तिक शेयर्ड. एंड आफ्टर दैट यू रियलाइज यार इतना सब कुछ तो मैं कर ही रहा हूँ, सॉफ्ट स्किल भी इंक्रीज हो रहा है, मैं अपना प्रोजेक्ट भी कर रहा हूँ, खुद की आईटी कंपनी खोल देता हूँ. वहां पे बिल्कुल अलग सा प्रॉब्लम आता है. अरे बाप रे, ये तो क्लाइंट में भी डील करना पड़ेगा. I have to deal with finances also. I have to raise a lot of money also. I have to pitch my ideas also. I have to do public speaking also. I have to reach out to multiple people also. I have to look like a beggar also. I have to मतलब क्या कुछ नहीं करो, झाड़ू पोछा मारो, सब मारो. फिर जाके लगता है कि नहीं यार, हम तो एंटरप्रेन्योर नहीं बन सकते, हम तो जॉब में अच्छे थे, हमको बस पैसा दे दो, हम बहुत खुश हैं. कि लीड अ लाइफ बेटर. आई थिंक 90% पीपल लोगों का ऐसे चलता है. With time they grow ahead and then again come back to the status quo. Amazingly covered, Karthik. I really enjoyed it because it's been a long time while I went this talk again, and you covered it beautifully. Thank you so much.